Just waiting for this to go live. Hopefully we're up and running. Let's see. Should be live now, so I'll just wait for a few people to join and then we can get straight into it. Hi Johnny, welcome. Trying a little bit of a different setup today. I'm still playing around with the live stream setup in here. So I have a chat screen here, I have a chat screen there, so I'll try my best to keep up with the chat. 2 yards, welcome, thank you. We are going to be unboxing this absolute monster of a box. Obviously there's a guitar inside, so I'll just wait till a few more people get on and then we'll get stuck into it and I'll explain to you what it is. Any guesses what it might be? And let me know if, I mean I can see, you should be able to hear me okay, but let me know if there's any issues with the sound. Explorer would be nice, but no. Levels are a bit low, yeah, I know. Niall, welcome. Not too far. I'm just out of work, so it wasn't probably too far from you if you're County Antrim. How is that with the mic? Is that better? Not a Flying V. No. We're buzzing. Bit of a hum. Right, hang on. We'll go somewhere in the middle. Hopefully that's a little bit better. Again, I'm still experimenting with these live streams. I'm not used to it at all, so hopefully that's a little bit. Yep, hi, thumbs up from Niall, thank you. Alright, so if you're just joining, this is what we're going to do. We're going to open this here. I did an unboxing for a 60s Gibson. You might have seen it, and a lot of you said you enjoyed that and you want to see a bit more of that, so that's why we're doing this here. So what I'll do is I'll probably move this table out of the way. So excuse me if the sound of it makes a bit of noise. And then I'll try my best here to keep up with the chat because the screen is quite far away from me. So, as you can see, it's a huge box. Like, cost a fortune that one to get shipped. So, bit of a backstory on this one. This is an eBay find, and it was advertised as collection only. It was a good price, a very good price, I personally think. But collection only, and obviously it's across in England, I'm in Northern Ireland, presents a little bit of a challenge. I can't quite drive there and collect it, and with the ferry prices these days, there's no chance I'm getting on a ferry. So he packaged it. This was the only box he had, so it was a bit of a nightmare with Parcel Force. They charged me the oversized fees because it was bigger than 1.5 meters tall. I think it's like 152. And obviously the guy had wrapped it and everything, so he didn't want to repackage it, and I was kind of pushing it anyway. I don't think he really wanted to box it in the first place, but we came to a deal. Piano. No, it's not a piano, Johnny. We came to a deal. that we were kind of both happy with. The problem was with it being collection only. I don't know if you've bought something off eBay before with collection only. They give you a collection code, and you're supposed to go in person, view the item, say yes, that's okay, and then give the seller the collection code. At that point, they can put the collection code into eBay and they get paid. eBay kind of hold the funds in the meantime. Problem with that is I'm getting Parcel Force to lift it, and it's in a box, so I can't really inspect it. Now, it's kind of a grey area. eBay, I was on the customer service a couple of times. One time they told me that don't give them the collection code until it gets delivered. The next time they told me, no, if you're using Parcel Force, that's your problem. You need to give them the collection code as soon as Parcel Force lift it. So it was a bit confusing. The guy seemed trustworthy enough, and I'm a bit of a sucker for trusting people at times. So yeah, I give him the collection code as soon as Parcel Force lifted it. So hopefully it's not a scam, because it could be quite embarrassing on stream here if this is just full of something that kind of resembles the weight of a guitar. But we're about to find out. Anyway, point of that whole story is if you're buying off eBay and using collection codes, just be very, very careful. You should really inspect it first. Now, I did buy this on a credit card, so worst case scenario, I could try a chargeback on a credit card if there's some sort of major issue or it's not what it was supposed to be. But hopefully it doesn't come to that. I'm confident enough with the pictures that were there. You know, I learnt my lesson from that little green Chibson, if you've seen that video. Or, I think I learnt my lesson. It's definitely not a piano. It is too big for a guitar, but we'll find out. I'm sorry if this rustling noise is deafening. Let me know and I'll turn the mic down. It's two boxes joined together, that's why it's so big. Hey Legendary, welcome. Looks a bit more like a guitar now, or a guitar case. At least this is better packaged than that LTD, the sticker one. That had nothing on it. There we go. Let me get rid of all this cardboard. Let's see what it is indeed. Go. It's a Gibson and hopefully not a Chibson. Now, going by the case, pretty sure it's not going to be a Chibson. I'll try to open it this way. Hi Julian, welcome. I will try to open it this way, and there might be more packaging in here, but this would be a cool reveal if there's not. Oh. brown leather string, little Dunlop pick. Try to balance all this. Try not to destroy all my other guitars in the process. See if the light picks that up. So it's quite a nice top. It is a Les Paul Traditional 2012 model. Had to double check that there in the back of the headstock. And one with a particularly nice top, in my opinion. That's kind of what caught my eye mostly with it. So there is there's a bit of a chunk out of the back of the neck here, and I'm not sure. Maybe I can use a bit of a light here to show you. If the camera will focus. Just here, little chunk out of the neck. Oh, battery's nearly dead. There's a better look at that top. You think I'd come more prepared for a live stream, wouldn't you? It's not an SG standard, or someone guessed that. Was that before I opened it, I guess? Here we go. So, really, really nice top. Finally, a proper Gibson Les Paul in my hands. The last Gibson Les Paul I had, like a genuine one, was a gold top, and it was the, you know, it wasn't anywhere near this. It was the 50s gold top one, but it was like 900 quid. So honestly, 2 yards, I'm not really sure. The 60s neck thing, I'm not really a Gibson guy. It's a 2012 Les Paul Traditional, so you might be able to tell me better than that. It's not a particularly fat neck. It's quite, just, you know, feeling it right now. It's quite thin. I do have big hands, but it feels thin. I've played 50s Gibson acoustics, and they've got a big fat neck. If that's any use, you know, I don't know, but here we have it. There's the back of it. Well, I didn't get scammed. At least that's something. Yeah, you know, to be honest, you sometimes know when you're speaking to people, you can trust them. Maybe that's a stupid thing to say, because I'm sure a lot of people trust scammers, but you know, we had all the photos, all the case candy documentation. It's all in the case there. So does anyone want to guess how much I paid for it before I tell you? Also, what am I going to do with it? I mean, I can hardly do a neck pickup delete on such a nice top, you know what I mean? I've looked at a lot of these since I bought this one. I think I bought this one like 2.5 weeks ago before I went to Malta. I had a nightmare trying to pick it up with Parcel Force. The first time was kind of our fault. The guy missed it. I think one of his colleagues were getting it from his workplace. One of his colleagues didn't realise and sent Parcel Force away, and then I couldn't book it for another 2 days, and then they just didn't show up apparently, and then they were almost going to charge me a second fee, and I had to argue with them on their live chat in order to get it picked up, but finally we got it. So plenty of guesses. 300. I wish it was 300. $1,400, $2,700, €500. Woof. If you can find one of these for €500, buy it. 2,000, 1.5k, 1,100. Pretty good guesses. Delaus, what do you mean new neck? No, it's the original neck. The binding on these are really nice on the neck. I've never noticed that before. It's like a tinted binding. I don't know if that's this particular model or whether that is aging type thing. I don't know, but it's very orange for binding. I don't know if the camera's picking it up that well, but not something I've ever noticed. 1200. Yeah, Phoenix, you got it. Or Ashling, you got it right. 1200 quid. And then I paid the shipping, so the shipping was, because it was the oversized, and then with the insurance and that on it, it was like £100 for the shipping. So 1300 all in dollars at a guess. That's probably like $1,800 maybe. I'm not 100% sure. Check me on it. Google it, somebody. With £1,300. Not pints. I know I see you guys in the comments saying I say pounds like pints. So to be honest with you, I think 1200 quid for this, you know, 13 if you include the shipping, I think it's worth it. He had it listed for 1500, and we didn't really negotiate. He sent, you know, on eBay, if you're selling this stuff on eBay, any of you who have, if you have a load of watchers, you can send an offer. He sent an offer from 15 right down to 12, and I had to buy it. At that point, I just knew I had to buy it. So he says he did gig with it. I don't know if he's the original owner. I didn't really ask him too many questions. I might send him a message and find out. But yeah, other than that chip on the neck, which I've shown, there's 2 chips on the neck. I'll show them again, just so you can see them. One there and one there, just around the 12th fret and the 11th. Other than those 2 chips, it's pretty good. You know, there's surface scratches and swirls and stuff on it, but it's pretty good condition. No neck break, which is obviously surprising. No neck break yet, I guess. Sonic, welcome. Welcome. That's what we just unboxed, anyone that's just coming in now. So it's my new Gibson Les Paul Traditional 2012 model. I bought it because of that top. I've seen quite a few of them on Reverb, and to be honest with you, maybe I'm being biased, but not many of them have just quite as nice a top as this one. This one's particularly nice. Prove me wrong, send me some photos. If anyone has one of these or you've seen one, let me know. Yeah, that's it. If anyone knows what I should do with it, let me know. It's actually, he did tell me to set the action quite low, and it is pretty low. I wish I've no setup to stream playing it. I'm gonna have to figure that out, how I can plug some sort of MIDI or whatever in and play live. But yeah, I just wanted to unbox it and let you see it. The fretwear is, I mean, it's nearly non-existent, to be honest with you. They need a bit of a polish, but honestly, looking at it, there's no dents or divots anywhere to be seen. He did tell me, like I said, he did tell me he gigged with it, but I don't know. Unless it's had a refret at some point, but you know, it still has the nibs, so I doubt that very much. I'm sure most of you know, but if you don't know, the fret nibs are where the binding comes over the end of the fret just to tidy it up. Oh, and this was the thing I was trying to trade up to get, but this isn't part of that series. That series kind of got sidetracked. A couple of different things happened. There was 2 guitars that I kind of got scammed on. One I got scammed on, one I didn't. One was just dodgy. But yes, ultimately this is what I wanted to buy, but I got a credit card recently, so Hopefully Mrs. Giant isn't in the chat because I haven't quite told her yet. So this is a credit card purchase because I couldn't resist and I'm a sucker. And I'm just going to pay it off slowly. Yeah, you know what? See, to be honest with you, who said that with the Fishmans? Delayus, if that's how I'm saying it properly. Where did I put them? If you saw my short last night, and I don't know if I can reach them. Light's dying again. If you saw my short last night, you will have seen these here. These are a set of Fishman modern humbuckers. I've used them before. I used them in a couple different projects. I had them in a Strat with 2 humbuckers, believe it or not, and I did also have them in a Strat with 1. I was going to try to come up with a project to put these in, but that might be the call. They're the brushed stainless steel, if the camera's picking that up, which is my favourite finish that Fishman do in them. DiMarzio Super D's, 1979. Yeah, I mean DiMarzio's. I'm a fan of DiMarzio's. To be honest though, you probably gathered already, if you watch any of my content, that I don't really care too much for originality. So I also don't ever use straps, so I don't even know how to get these strap locks off to take this strap off, otherwise I would, because it's annoying me. Yeah, so I don't really care too much for originality, or my sound or anything I play is not really vintage. So the Fishman Fluence would be perfect. Now those humbuckers, the Fishman Fluence set, they were actually sent to me for free by Fishman, and I'm not just saying nice things about it because of that. I don't have to say anything nice about it. It's not a sponsored deal, nothing like that. I reached out to them and chanced my arm and asked them, could I get some creator discount or something? And actually, not so much creator discount, but like a builder's discount. I was pitching to them that I want to put Fishman in a lot of my own guitars that I'm building. And again, I'm getting way late here, but this is kind of one of the shapes I'm working on. So I want to put the Fishman in this, or at least that's what I was planning, and I was asking, do they do some sort of builder's discount, something like that. They had a look at the channel and they decided to send me a set and said, look, see how this goes, send it, we'll put those in something, do a video on it, and we'll take it from there. So I guess it's kind of like maybe an audition kind of thing from their part. Who knows? But anyway, I have those. I don't have to say anything nice about them, but I have used them before and I do love them. They're what I would choose to put in my guitars, especially because any guitar I build, personal one, it's only going to have one pickup. And with these here, you're going to have loads of different options for different tone, because I know people complain. So with the different voicings, the push-pull pots, you can do all sorts of things with them, but I'll get into that at some point. Also, this is a completely scrap piece of elm. I went to my timber supplier. I made a post about it yesterday if anyone's interested in some links and stuff where I get timber from, but I went to the timber supplier I use now in Newtownabbey, and I asked him, did he have any scrap slabs, and he gave me a couple scrap elm slabs. So I'm kind of challenging myself, and I'm doing a bit of a challenge, and the video is going to be something along the lines of, can I build a guitar with a scrap piece of wood and £50? Proving a little bit difficult on the £50 part of things, but here is a neck made from the slab, and here's the body, so we're getting there. I just need to radius the fretboard, put the frets in it, whatnot, Legendary, I would plug the Les Paul in, but I've no setup to really show you guys. So if I plug it in, it's just going to be playing through the camera mic, and it's going to be awful, or deafen you, or both. So, yeah, anyway guys, I think you're right. I think the Fishmans need to go in the Les Paul. I'm getting way late here with other things. But also, I think we're still going to do the headstock design competition. I wanna change this up a little bit. This is kind of like a reverse PRS with a bigger crown on top. It's not really too original, is it? But sure. The neck carve was nice. It's a really thin Ibanez D. It's probably virgin on too thin. I think much thinner you're gonna hit the truss rod. But yeah, guys, that's that. That is that. Thanks for joining me in the live stream. If this is something you want to see more of, let me know. I do plan on doing more things like this here. I did start a members only section, and I don't want to get too much into that. I'm not going to try sell it to anyone, but if you want to see more about that, there is a little like advertisement video. Go watch that. That kind of explains my thought process behind it. I probably am going to do kind of more of the behind the scenes things for members only, but I want to do more live streams for everyone and include everyone in that. So I just need to practice more, need to do more of these and get a better setup. If I can get any recommendations in the comments for setups where I can actually plug guitars in and play for you guys and you hear it through the audio rather than the microphone on the camera, that would be great as well, because I've literally no idea how to do that. I can just about do it for the videos, never mind a live stream. So yeah. No, Ryan, I don't do any left-handed guitars. It's not something I've really, because I'm right-handed, it's not something I really come across too much. I'm going to read your comments on this here because the screen's all the way over there. Thanks, Legendary from Brazil. Thank you. Audio interface to PC. That's the word I was trying to find earlier. I think I said like MIDI device. Audio interface. Yeah, I need to find a good audio interface. The minute, maybe the one I use, I can just plug straight in. I just need to figure out how to work it with Streamlabs. Maybe it's just like a secondary. Maybe it's really easy and I'm complicating it actually now that I think about it. I just add it the same way I add my microphone and the camera, and then control the volume through the guitar. Maybe is that? Maybe it is that easy. Yeah. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna call it there because I have dinner waiting for me. It was my first day back to work in over 2 weeks, and I need a beer. So I'm gonna go. There's a couple of Corona in the fridge. I'm gonna go drink those. I'm gonna go play this in the house. Hopefully not drop it and break that headstock because, yeah. Although, for authenticity, maybe we should break the headstock. Thanks for joining me. If you want to see more of these, let me know.